Hi, it's John Braddock and Mike Gorski with you for the December HealthFocus video. How you doing, Mike?
Good. How you doing?
Terrific. Say, we're actually shooting on Monday before Thanksgiving. It looks more like Christmas.
Yeah.
Outside, we had our first snow on Saturday. I think we had 5 or 6 inches.
Yeah.
And so we thought it was appropriate maybe we talk a little bit about fitness and exercise, particularly now that the snow is on the ground, starts to get icy for those that enjoy going outside and running, which is not me. What are some of the alternatives?
Well, I'm being a trainer, I'm a huge proponent of lifting weights. So I wanted to chat a little bit about strength training, resistance training, weight training. They're all the same thing. I think it's growing among fitness enthusiasts as becoming more mainstream, but I think there's still some work that needs to be done. So, fitness for a while was your aerobics, step aerobics kind of came and went, group fitness classes, running on the treadmill. But strength training was always kind of, people are kind of skeptical of, that's only for big muscle guys and, you got to grunt. But I think it's definitely growing among everyday people. And the importance of strength training is huge. Especially like you said, sidewalks are getting slippery. We want to be strong. We want to have good balance. So it's preparing for real life situations.
Absolutely. And I used to be a runner prior to knees and marathons and those kind of things. And 20 years or so ago, when I was doing that, there was not a lot of encouragement for lifting weights, those kind of things. I mean, the guys who were winning all the marathons were, extremely thin, with not much muscle. But yet today, you see the triathletes, and these guys are spending as much time in the gym lifting and doing things as they are working on the endurance.
Right, and that's the thing is with the weightlifting, especially for endurance athletes or people who do enjoy running. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with running, but you want to do that, what we now call cross training, or people usually refer to as cross training, is even though you may be an endurance athlete, weight training can still be very important as far as supporting your muscles, your tendons, your ligaments, and your bones to help you withstand that endurance. So I've kind of come up with 5 big tips, the benefits of weight training that some people might not think of, or other sides of it that might encourage some people to get out and lift weights.
Well, anything that we can do to avoid being on a treadmill during the winter, let's talk about those.
Right. So the first one being, the more muscle someone has, the more fat you're essentially going to be burning at rest. So muscle is very metabolically active. It burns more calories just to stay on your body it's always regenerating, regrowing. So muscle is going to burn more calories at rest than fat. So the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn throughout the day, and therefore usually the leaner you tend to be. So it's kind of a win-win situation. You get more muscle, you burn more fat. There's nothing wrong with that.
That sounds really good. What about health benefits of that?
So, the health benefits are really endless. And aside from the obvious ones, you get stronger. There's nothing wrong with having aesthetic goals and wanting to look more muscular, athletic, but bones, ligaments, and tendons also get strengthened through strength training. And those are almost even more important than muscles, because those are what keep us healthy, keep us able to walk longer, and able to do stuff like running if that's what we're into.
So such things as, one of the things that you and I have talked about in the past, I've experienced some low back pain. But with proper lifting techniques and learning how to build up surrounding muscles,
right,
actually lifting can be very beneficial.
Yeah, and that's one that I kind of hit on, is a lot of people think, lifting weights can hurt your lower back, which it can. I'm not saying that you can't hurt yourself lifting weights. It's lifting weights properly that we want to focus on. And I want to say it's the number one chronic issue is just general low back pain. Now, it could be anything. It could be something more serious than just a muscle spasm. But low back pain can be prevented or improved upon by training the correct muscles to help the low back relax. So training your glutes or your butt muscles, your abs, your core, those muscles that kind of support the spine and allow the lower back to not take on as much work as it is in people who have low back pain.
And I also heard that for folks who experience some osteoporosis, some benefits as well.
Yep, and that's another one is resistance training or training under added weight actually helps improve bone health. So especially in women, osteoporosis is huge. Even after the age of 25, you start to see some bone density decline. So doing any kind of weight-bearing exercise where you're holding weight, kind of loading up the spine and the hips, it works the same way as the muscle. The bones are going to break down essentially, but then they rebuild stronger. Now, when I say break down, it's on a microscopic level. They're always remodeling. So it's going to help strengthen your bones, make them more dense to help prevent down the road, you know, when you hear about people breaking a hip and falling, it's usually the hip breaks and then they fall. They don't break the hip from falling. So, and that just comes from having weak bones. So it's just as important for your bones, tendons, and ligaments as it is for your muscles.
Interesting. The other thing that I notice quite a bit, especially in wintertime in Wisconsin, when you can't be outside and really enjoying the outside, I always feel a lot better personally when I finish a workout.
Definitely.
Because when I work out with you, I always feel much better knowing I'm walking away from you than when I'm walking in.
Right.
But some mental benefits as well?
Oh yeah. I mean, the studies are out there looking at all forms of exercise, but more recently they're looking at actually strength training, and it comes back to neurotransmitter releases in the brain. So you get a dopamine rush, which is kind of the pleasure neurotransmitter. And I mean, I can't tell you the number of people who, some days you just don't feel like working out, but at the end of a workout, everyone says, man, I feel a lot better, I'm more at ease, I'm more relaxed, I'm really glad I came and worked out. Nobody goes to the gym and leaves and says, man, I'm so bummed that I went and had that workout today. It's getting there that's the hardest part. And if you can do that, you can get those natural antidepressant effects.
Awesome. So to summarize, we touched on muscle burns fat, good mental benefits, improved depressive or depression type symptoms, help osteoporosis, help with back pain, and just all around in general and improve daily life, huh?
Yeah, and that's the big one is, you don't have to train to be the world's strongest man or woman, but we lift things all the time, whether it's your groceries, your kids, or your grandkids. So being prepared and being strong and making sure you don't get injured when you're doing stuff that you do every day, that's the bottom line when it comes to strength training.
Terrific. And we have an attachment?
Yes, sir.
Again, wonderful. Well, I do appreciate it, and we'll see everyone in January 2016.
See you then. Thanks,
Thank
John.
you.